chemicals and compost, vaccinations and irrigation. It's time for Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
Hey, good day to all you great stewards of the land. It is Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark, brought to you by First National Bank and Trust of Elk City in Sarah, Oklahoma. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's hump day here in western Oklahoma and the eastern Texas Panhandle. I'm doing my show live from my farm today. I'm busy digging peanuts. So instead of driving all the way to Elk, I'm just, matter of fact, the dogs and I dug about 2 acres right before the show this morning. So if you hear some weird noises, like dogs coming in and out of the house, the FedEx guy is actually in the front yard right now. So this is real today. Let's check out some temperatures. 71 degrees at Boise City, 77 at Slapout, 81 at Freedom, 80 at Putnam, 80 at Elk City, 80 at Hollis, 81 at Altus. Out here in the Texas Panhandle, what do we got going on here? 78 at Lipscomb, 74 at McLean, 78 at Wellington, and 81 at Odell. All right, if you hadn't been paying much attention to the weather, looks like she's going to get a little cooler this weekend coming up. So just a warning, just 40s down here in central and southern southwestern Oklahoma, but up in the Panhandle, they're calling for 30s. I don't think it's going to freeze, but you never know. Who knows? And it's not going to last long. We're looking at mid-80s again already towards the middle of next week. So just food for thought. How's that? Also, I wanted to share this with you. Coming up October 21st in Elk City from 9 a.m. till noon, Soil Health Basis. It's going to be having a deal at Jimmy and Spencer Smith's farm here right on the north side of Elk City. I advise everybody this would be a great event to come to. Even if you're not a cotton farmer, it's about soil health, and there's going to be 5. Let's see here. Willie Durham, Candy Thomas from the Kansas Association of Conservation Districts, Heartland Soil Services and Technical Specialists, Noah Gaza, Jimmy and Spencer will be talking a little bit about being a Oklahoma farmer and SHI farmer mender, and Emily Ball is going to be here talking about the Soil Health Institute. So last year, if you guys remember, I had Spencer on one day, and he had some people come from Heartland Soil Services and do some all kinds of soil tests on 2 farms that were side by side. One was no-till, true no-till, and one was your normal conventional farming. And they're going to be discussing this stuff here. And I'm not trying to convince you to become a regenerative no-till farmer, but a lot of people that I talk to says, "Oh, I tried that 1 year and it doesn't work." I'm in my 8th year right now, 5 years with an agronomist that knows what regenerative farming is, and it's just starting to pay off for me in the last 2 years, and it's well worth it. The money I'm saving on fuel and tractor and equipment is unreal. Like I said, I'm not trying to twist your arm into doing it, but if you have thoughts in your head that you want to try it, I'd really, really, really advise you to come to this thing here and check it out. And like I said, it's October 21st. It's coming up next week at 9 a.m., and it's 9 a.m. to noon, and they would really, really like for you. There's going to be plenty of food there, and but they really, really would like for you to RSVP. And just get a hold of Spencer Smith or Jimmy Smith, or actually, if you want to RSVP, call Emily Ball, and I'll give you her number. And if you need that number, you can text into the Fowler Agency text line, and I'll send it to you. It's 919-504-2137. 919-504-2137. And I think it's just a great event. So I'll be there, and I want to learn some more. You never stop learning as a farmer, and you guys know that. All right, let's see what happened overnight in our big old world of agriculture. Soybean and grain futures were lower in overnight trading as U.S. harvest rolls on and on. Continues uncertainty about the ongoing tariff war with China. About 58% of the U.S. soybeans were harvested as of Sunday, according to Reuters. And poll at this point last year, 67% of the crop was in the bin. U.S. Department of Agriculture data shows. I don't know how that is. They're closed. Roughly 44% of the corn crop was collected at the start of the week, the survey said, versus 47% at the same point last year. The weekly crop progress report from the USDA isn't happening because of the government shutdown. We knew that. The ongoing trade war with U.S. and China, the world's two largest economies, also weigh on prices overnight. President Donald Trump said on Tuesday he believes China is intentionally not buying U.S. soybeans, which he considers a hostile act. The U.S. may impose import restrictions on cooking oil imports from China in response. Trump said on Friday the U.S. would add an additional 100% tariff on Chinese goods after Beijing imposed export controls on rare earth minerals, and that planned a meeting with Chinese president in the next couple of weeks may not happen now. On Sunday, however, he walked back a little bit on his comments, saying everything would be fine with China. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said Monday that the planned meeting between the presidents later this month is still on track. Soybean futures for November delivery dropped 3 3/4 cents to 10.02 3/4 a bushel overnight. On the Chicago Board of Trade, soy meal rose 20 cents to $274.50 a short ton, and soybean oil futures added 0.02 cents to $50.59 a pound. Corn futures fell a penny and a half to $4.11 a bushel. Wheat futures for December delivery was down overnight 2.5 cents to $4.97 3/4 a bushel. Kansas City futures lost 2 3/4 to $4.85 3/4 a bushel. According to this, inspections of corn and wheat for overseas delivery both plunged week to week, according to a report from the USDA. Corn assessments in the 7 days that ended on October 9th were reported at 1.13 million metric tons. That's down from 1.7 million a week earlier, but more than double from last year. Wheat inspections dropped to 444,000 metric tons versus 548 a week ago, but that's still better than the 380,000 tons assessed at this point last year. Examinations of soybeans for offshore delivery, however, jumped to 994,000 metric tons from 783,000 metric tons a week earlier, and that's about a half of the 1.91 million inspected last year. Since the start of the marketing year, the USDA has inspected 7.94 million tons of corn. That's almost double in the same time frame last year. Soybean inspections since the beginning of September now stand at 4.04 million metric tons. That's down from 5.4 last year. Wheat assessments since the start of the grain marketing year, June the 1st, is at 10.7 million metric tons, and that is up from the 9.03 million tons last year. Weather, according to the National Weather Service in our Farm Belt, looks like things are just going to be warm. Temperatures will be well above normal in parts of northern and western Missouri and a few counties in Kansas for the next couple of days. Values will reach in the mid-80s through Friday. That's about 15 to 20 degrees above normal. Chances for thunderstorms start on Friday with gusty winds and small hail in that area. Frost is possible in parts of southern Michigan, not Missouri, and cold weather will give way to thunderstorms in that region coming up this weekend. I didn't see much going on moisture-wise for the next, in our 15-day forecast. We got 10-15% chance, but hopefully with these little cold fronts coming through here over the next couple of weeks, we get some moisture. Man, we could use about a half inch to an inch right now. Going a long ways on this wheat pasture. There's some really beautiful wheat pasture out there right now, and you guys have been doing a great job Also, I've had some people contact me via messenger or text message asking about some information they'd like to find out about checks that need co-signed by the FSA. Some guys got some cattle checks, need to make some land payments, and et cetera, et cetera. So I did some digging, and I did find out an answer. As of right now, in the state of Oklahoma, at the FSA offices, it's not going to happen for sure this week. No checks are going to be co-signed. And sorry, guys, there's just nothing good coming out of this shutdown right now. They do have an FSA employee going by the office, checking the office welfare, if you want to call it, well-being, make sure they don't have any water leaks and stuff like that, but they cannot do any business, actual business, government business, that is. So that's the only thing, and this comes from a very, very reliable source. So there's nothing anybody can do about it, no matter what you hear from a local somebody saying, oh, you contact that guy, he'll sign your check. They can't do it, not legally. So hopefully things get going on. All I can tell you is, no matter whether you're from Texas, Oklahoma, or Kansas, I just call your U.S. or representative or senator and call their lines at their office and leave them a message or shoot them an email or do something saying, hey, you guys, we need to get back on board, because some of these guys depend totally on selling these cattle and paying their own bills here also, or making a land payment or whatever. So get on them. You don't have to be rude or nothing. Just call them and say, hey, what do you guys need to do to get this fired up and get it going? Today is the Taylor Ranch Happy Hour, and let me get to my email. Sorry, hang on here a second. I got the question of the day. If my computer will, come on, baby, click out of there. There we go. We're working. I'll just go to my text line here. Let's see here. Come on, there we go. I got you. I got it. Here we go. So here is the Taylor Ranch question of the day. And you'll have to wait till Friday. That's when I'm going to be back in the studio. Spending the day here at the farm and tomorrow, and then I'll get you your prizes up front so you can pick them up. So if you want to play along and not win, 580-225-9697 is the Fowler text line. Just send your answer with no name, but if you want to win, the three amigos, Jose, Juanito, and who is Jesus, is the three Taylor Ranch beef sticks. They're really good, and that's what the winning prize will be today. So I'm going to take number 9 on the text line. Even though I'm at home, I've got it. I can see the text line now, so we're good. Feedlot steer outweight set a new record in September, exceeding year-ago levels by 36 pounds. How many pounds were those finished weights? A, 1,526 pounds, B, 1,496, C, 1,466, or D, 1,436. Feedlot steer outweights set a new record in September, exceeding year-ago levels by 36 pounds. How many pounds were those finished weights? A is 1,526, B, 1,496, C, 1,466, D, 1,436. 580-225-9697 is the Fowler Agency text line. Send me your answer if you want to play. All right, let's take a Taylor Ranch break. We'll be right back after this.
He loves talking about farming and ranching. Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
So there's a company out there that has a certain color. All the farmers and stuff think their oil has to be used in those certain color of tractors, and it's just not true. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. I use it at our place. My son uses it for our colored tractors that we have, and a lot of other farmers use it too. It's the same oil, specifications are the same. It's kind of a myth where they think that it's got to be that certain type of oil for that color of tractor.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil.
Trade in and save on Milwaukee tools this month at Napa. Trade in and save $250 on a 1-inch D-handle extension anvil high-torque impact wrench with one key. Trade in and save $100 on Milwaukee 3/4-inch, half-inch, and 3/8 inch impact wrenches. Trade in and save $50 on Milwaukee ratchet kits. Trade in any professional brand competing impact wrench or ratchet, pneumatic or cordless. Trade in and save on Milwaukee tools this month at Napa in Oak City, Weatherford, and Hinton.
We try our best not to tell the customer no, but to find what they need.
Do you love the great outdoors? Maybe you enjoy trap shooting or skeet shooting, or maybe getting some target practice in at the firing range is your thing. If you're that person, you love guns. Hobart Farm and Garden has a whole room dedicated to guns, gun safes, ammunition, and more. It's quite impressive. You got to go check it out. They are Western Oklahoma's platinum Browning dealer and Glock stocking dealer. They're located at 1030 South Monroe in Hobart, Oklahoma. If they don't have it, you don't need it. Hobart Farm and Garden.
As a farmer or rancher, you're always looking for ways to save time and money. The Apache Hay Wagon from Everett's Welding in Visay, Oklahoma will help you do just that. The Apache Hay Wagon eliminates 80 to 90% of hay waste with its unique design. It hauls multiple bales, saving you time and money. Go by Everett's Welding today and ask to see the Apache Hay Wagon. You'll be glad you did. You can also visit them online at everettswelding.com.
This is the Elk City Livestock Auction Market Report for Friday, October 3rd. 1,990 head were sold. 5 head of steers at $459 brought $485. 9 at $533 brought $432.50. 6 at $553 brought $440. 15 at $604 brought $403. 7 at $646 brought $385. 11 at $680 brought $320. 11 head of heifers at $359 brought $465. 6 at $425 brought $423. 3 at $493 brought $365. 9 at $534 brought $362.50. 16 at $563 brought $390. 13 at $744 brought $307.50. 11 at $821 brought $325. Butcher cows were $24 to $178. Butcher bulls $130 to $214. Bred cows $18.25 to $46.50. Pairs brought $2,500 to $42.50. Elk City Livestock Auction, 3202 South Highway 6, Elk City, Oklahoma. Sale every Friday at 9 a.m. To consign, call Brandon Hickey 580-497-6095.
Jim is all wound up and ready to go. Here comes more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Canadian Texas, here's your Texas Panhandle Ag Weather Update. 78 degrees, humidity 48%, dew point 57. The winds are out of the south at 13 miles an hour, and wind gusts up to 20 currently. Month-to-date precipitation, 32/100ths of an inch so far. 8-inch soil temperature, 70 degrees. Hey, you know, I was out at the Wheeler General Store doing my show there, 3 weeks ago? And I bought some of that honey butter that they have in there, Heffley's honey butter. And I made me a couple sandwiches a while ago to take to the tractor with me as soon as the show's over. Mixed it with peanut butter. Oh my gosh! Even the dogs liked it. They could smell it, and they come in there wanted to see what I was up to. So I gave them each a little bit. But oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you right now, it was better than wild plum jelly mixed. It's that good. So you get a chance, get you some honey butter. No matter where you got it from, I got this from the Wheeler General Store. It's right there as you walk in, just as you walk in the door, right on the left. They got honey butter, all kinds of stuff. It was really good. Also, support your local peanut farmers by buying lots of candy and peanut butter. Come on, you guys can do it. You support the beef processors, you can support the peanut guys also. All right, let's check out the Central Crop Care hotline, or not hotline, but the ag weather or ag market update. I don't know what I'm talking about today. Sorry. All right. Currently, right now, December corn is up 4.5 at 4.17. March is up 4 1/4 at 4.33. Soybeans for November 10.08 up 2 1/4. January 10.26 up 2 1/4. Soybean meal December 276.50 up 2.20. January 280.40 up 2.20. Soybean oil December 50.83 up 26. Hard red winter wheat December is 4.88 unchanged. March is 5.09 down 1/4. Pretty stable. Cattle market, a little red going on here. October lives 241.40 down 42. December 245.75 down 75. Feeders for October 378.30 down 187. November's 379.07 down 225. And January is 376.30 down 175. Hogs are in the green for the first time in a long time. December lean hogs 83.50 up 35. February 85.67 up 22. And there you have it. All right, let's check out what happened at the Beaver County stockyards yesterday. They had 6,576 head go through. They just had one bred heifer according to the report, and I'm sure it brought more than $7.65. Bulls, on the other hand, they had 36 head of come back here. There we go. 36 head, average weight 616 or 1616. How's that? 1,616. Average price 183.42. $2,963 a head. Looked like top seller was a black white face bull. He weighed 2,065, brought 4,130 pounds. And I got to check my phone here real quick. Easy. Then what else we got? Checking out some other bulls. Charolais bulls for my man down there at Reed. Let's see here. Charolais bulls weighed 1570, 169. Cheap. Your calves might have done good Friday, but didn't do very good yesterday. Bull calves. There we go. 111 head, average weight 490, average price $411.17, a little over $2,000 per head average, and looks like top seller was black bull calves, 3 of them, weighed 422, brought 550 and 2,319 head. Bear with me on this beaver stockyard report because I got to scroll through it to read it. It ain't all on one page here. Calves. We had 3 baby calves. Two of them, or one of them, brought $1,100, weighed 200 pounds. Then there was 2 of them that averaged 60 pounds, brought $800 apiece. Cows. Let's see how many cows they had. They look like they got quite a few since I'm scrolling forever here. There we go. 812 cows sold. Average weight $1,215. Average price $201.10. $2,442 per head. Pretty good. Heifer calves. How many of them did we have? 898 of them. Average weight $514. Average price $391.68. $2,014 per head. Let's scroll back to see what the top seller was. Like we had some, quite a few 6 weights. There was 33 black heifer calves, weighed 713, brought 298. It was 21.25 per head. All right, let's get down to the yearling heifers, and there we go. 1,367 of them. Average weight 721. Average price $364.23. $2,626 per head. And let's scroll back up here and see what the 7 weights were. Everybody's like in the 6 and 7 weights right now. Let's check out the 7 weights. There was 70 mixed heifer yearlings, weighed 785, brought 360. That was $2,827 a piece. And then we got 68 mixed heifer yearlings, weighed 736, brought $364.50. That's $2,681 a head. Let's see what this back big batch here. Black white face heifer yearlings, 164 of them, weight 676, 397 per hundredweight, 2,684. Man, that's good. All right, let's check out what the steer calves are doing. And there was 970 steer calves, 557, average price 441.49, average per head 2,458 head. Let's go back up here and see what some of these big ones brought. Here's some mixed steer calves, 142 of them, 572, brought $462.50, 26.50. Pretty darn good. And then at the top of the list here, we had 28 mixed steer calves weighing 774, brought 337, a little over $2,600 a head. There was one calf weighed 1,025, brought 290, 2,972 bucks. Almost got 3 for it. All right, steer yearling calves. There was quite a few of them. 2,389 head, average weight 832, average price $369.67. $3,075 was the average price of all those calves. Here's some black steer yearlings weighing 664, 157 of them to be exact, brought 420, like $13 average, $2,800 a head. Here's a big bunch of mixed steer yearlings weighing 813. There was 60 of them, 374, $3,038 per head. And then here was some mixed steer yearlings, 113 of them, weighed 842, brought 385, $3,240 is what they brought. I think that's the end of my report. Yep. I guess they didn't have any pairs or anything yesterday at Beaver. So there is your report. Okay, let me check the text line before I go to break, see if anybody is playing. Yeah, we got a couple people playing, but let's ask that Taylor Ranch question of the day again. You want to? Let me go back. There it is. You want to win a trio of the Three Amigos beef sticks, jalapeno cheese, barbecue, sweet barbecue, and just your original Taylor Ranch beef sticks. Here's your question. Feedlot steer outweight set a new record in September, exceeding year-ago levels by 36 pounds. How many pounds were those finished weights? A, 1,526 pounds, B, 1,496, C, 1,466, and D, 1,436. That's your weight. Which one do you guess? A, B, C, or D? Or E, all above. Kidding. Anyway, please remember, I can't get your prize put into the station, either station. Well, I guess can up there if somebody from Woodward wins. I got the beef sticks are in the station up there right now at KWFX 100.1, but can't get them in KECO till I get back Friday. So prizes whoever wins. Let's take a Taylor Ranch break, and we'll be right back after this.
The Day in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
Kent Watkins here with SEI Agritech in Elk City, Oklahoma. When it comes to feeding your cattle, try our Mix 30 supplement, packed with high energy and quality protein to keep your herd thriving. If you're dealing with pests, we carry kaput, feral hog, gopher, and prairie dog bait to help protect your land. And don't forget, we are now booking winter contracts for feed and mineral. Secure the best for your cattle before the season changes. Give us a call at SEI Agritech on South Randall in Elk City.
Listen up. If your pivot, corner, or linear is 10 years old or pushing 10,000 hours, it's time to update your sprinkler package. New sprinklers will improve your machine's performance, conserve water, and save energy. And replacing old sprinklers may improve yields. Protect your irrigation system investment by updating your sprinkler package. Now's the time to do it. For more information on the latest sprinkler technology, contact Knutson Irrigation today. Online at KnutSonIrrigation.com.
Next spring, you'll fire up the tractor, turn the earth, plant the seed, and be on your way to another harvest. If you take care of your tractor right now. Before you put it up, do the maintenance so you'll be ready to go next spring. Everything you need to keep your tractor performing is at Camrock Supply. All the grease and hydraulic fluids and filters, all the nuts and bolts, all the tire patches, all the stuff is at Camrock Supply. All of it. Next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. When it's time, make sure your tractor is ready to go.
I've had several clients when we're sitting in a closing room, we're signing the final pieces of paper, and we slide the keys across the desk and tell them, congratulations, you're a homeowner, and they're just elated. They're thrilled. They finally realize that their dream came true. They were actually able to own a home, and the children are in there with them. And they're like, I get to go get in my new room. It's for the whole family to enjoy. They're very excited to own a home. I'm Joe Shepard, and I help make the difference at First National Bank and Trust of Elk City and Sarah.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Your family is sitting around the supper table and something interesting happens. Just a few moments ago, there was lots of wrestling and noises. And now nobody's saying a word. Everyone's too busy cutting up their steak and taking bites. Once in a while, someone says something about how good it tastes, but for the most part, everyone's pretty quiet. They're too busy chewing and swallowing and going back for another bite. The meat was processed exactly the way you wanted it, and all you had to do was tell us what you wanted. We processed your meat to the exact specifications, and since we processed the meat at your place, it was really simple for you. I'm Becky Brown, and my husband's Tony, and we're BT Butchers. It's a mobile meat processing shop. We come to you and make it easy as possible, the way you want it. The website is btbutchers.com. That's B as in Becky, T as in Tony, butchers.com. Remember, it's your meat, and it feeds your family. You deserve to have it processed the way you want it.
You're so busy out on the farm, you don't run into town unless you absolutely have to. The folks on the east side of Wheeler make it easier for you to stay on the farm. They'll deliver high-pro feed in bulk to your place. They deliver bulk feed in 5 states. They're used to it. But if you're in town, stop in and ask about lick tubs and talk to them about fertilizer. They've got plenty of that too. Your cattle and crops don't have better friends than the folks at the Wheeler General Store. Sure, they're on Facebook, but mostly they're on Highway 152 on the east side of Wheeler. That's Wheeler General Store.
He loves talking about farming and ranching. Here's more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm live from the farm today. Let's check out some weather in northwestern Oklahoma or the Oklahoma Panhandle. I picked the big town of Hooker. 78 degrees, feels like 78. Dew point's 52. The humidity is 39, and the winds are out of the southwest at 20 miles an hour. 18/100ths of an inch of rain in the last 10 days, according to the Mesonet. 3-day average 4-inch bare soil temperature, 70 degrees, sunset at 7:10. 82 today. It'll be a little breezy up there, according to this. And then Wednesday night, tonight, it is mostly clear and 55 with south winds 14 to 20. Tomorrow, partly sunny, 82, south wind 15, 20 miles an hour with gusts higher, according to this. Well, I know you guys really love JBS, Tyson Foods, and Cargill. So here you go. Tyson Foods and Cargill have agreed to pay a combined $87.5 million in a settlement reached with a consumer indirect purchaser plaintiff in a beef price fixing lawsuit that stems from 2019. Filed this week in the U.S. District Court of Minnesota, the consumer IPP class notified the court that Tyson will pay $55 million and Cargill will pay $32.5 million in monetary relief. Both firms have also agreed to cooperate in the case against the 2 remaining defendants, JBS USA and National Beef Packing. The consumer IPPs are consumers who directly purchase beef from major retailers such as Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club between August of 2014 and December of 2019. They hailed from 26 states and the District of Columbia, where laws allowed indirect purchasers to sue for damages. I didn't know that. The consumer IPP's motion for class certification is due to be heard at the beginning of November. Coming up, the class action lawsuit claims that the 4 largest meat packers conspired to restrict the supply of cattle and fix beef prices. The defendants, who collectively controlled about 80% of the U.S. beef market, are accused of limiting production and sharing confidential market data to drive up prices. Must have done it if those two other big boys have agreed to it. While this payout marks the first for consumers, earlier this year, JBS agreed to pay $83.5 million to cattle plaintiffs. Rancher Cattlemen Action Legal Fund, United Stock Growers of America, RCAF, USA, Farmers Educational and Cooperative Union of America, Minotaur Feedlot Incorporated, Charlie Winrus, I guess is how you say that, Eric Nelson, James Jameson, and DBA, Lucky 7 Angus, and Richard Chambers as the trustee of the Richard C. Chambers Living Trust. In separate pork pricing fixed lawsuit this month, Tyson agreed to $85 million settlement with the consumer IPP class. The plaintiffs allowed Tyson and 6 other pork processors artificially inflated the price and reduced the supply of pork through the use of agristats, the culling of herds, and the use of exports. All I got to say about this deal is we have a law. What is it called? The feedlot law or whatever. I can't even remember the name of that law that they passed way back then. Stockyards, that's it, in place. And I don't understand, and hopefully one of these days we can all get an answer. I do not understand why that law is not enforced. Is it because the big boys got their hands and pockets up there in D.C.? What's going on? I mean, I'm not accusing nobody of nothing, but why? Why can we not just enforce that stockyards law and be done with it? And, on the flip side of that, our cattle shortage is going on. Our inventory is going to be happening for quite a while. And, so I know a lot of the processors want to, some of these guys here, they backed off on their plant hours and shifts and stuff like that because there's just not enough cattle coming through there. And, of course, as I read that Taylor Ranch question, they're making them bigger, and beef is coming bigger out of the feedlots into the processors. So, and wouldn't right now be a good time to start a processing facility company? Probably not, because you ain't going to get any cattle. It's one of those deals. I don't know. I just don't understand why these laws we have in effect cannot just be enforced and not have this big monopolies that we have on the deal. That's just my 2 cents worth there, whatever it's worth. Mark Johnson from OSU, Professor Mark Johnson, I'm going to share some strategies with you that he calls it the 3 rules when figuring winter hay supply needs. Our winter's not going to be quite as long. It doesn't look like, because, we're, 15th of October, and it's 85 degrees out here. But, it is Oklahoma, and the weather can change. But you need to be thinking about your hay stocks if you haven't already. A lot of guys already got it figured out, but some people don't. So here's what you need to estimate on your hay deal. He said, here's some basic rules of thumb to follow when determining the hay supplies you will need to sustain your cow herd over the winter into next spring. Hey, puppy, I guess you guys heard her come in. Determine your average mature cow size. This can be done by weighing your 4 to 7-year-old cows and calculating the average weight. Most guys can actually guess them, except for some people in Roger Mills County up there at Grimes. He can't even guess a calf. For mature cow size, we can approximate the amount of forage dry matter cows will need to consume per year per day. For example, a 1,000-pound cow will consume about 26 pounds of forage dry matter per day. A 1,400-pound cow will do about 10 pounds more, 36 pounds. So think about that. 400-pound heavier cow will do about 10 pounds more. So you need to determine your cow inventory by going through there with the EID tags. No, I'm kidding. Estimate the amount of time you expect to be feeding cows. For this information, calculate the total amount of hay needed. For example, 100 cows weighing 1,400 pounds will consume 3,640 pounds of hay per day. We should take into account that a certain amount of the hay fed will be wasted, and there will be a certain amount of spoilage of each bale fed that won't be consumed. With this in mind, we'll add another 10% to the daily total. So that rounds her up to about 4,000 pounds per day for 100 1,400-pound mamas. If we are expecting to feed hay from mid-October to mid-May, that is approximately 200 days of hay feeding. 4,000 pounds of hay needed per day times 200 days equals 800,000 pounds, 400 tons of forage dry matter that cows will consume over this time. If we are feeding or buying large round bales, average weight of 1,250, you need 640 bales, according to this. If your cows are all 1,400 pounds. So you can just come down, 10%? Or no, actually 100,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds. So, yeah, you'll need about 500-something bales for 100,000 to 1,200-pound cows. And if possible, purchase hay by the ton. It leads to less error in securing the amount of hay you will need to purchase or have on inventory. If buying hay by the bales is your only option, make sure to weigh enough of those bales to have an accurate representation of bale weight. Also take into account the amount of spoilage of each bale. One of the upsides of hay baled this summer is less spoilage. Other factors such as weather, stage of gestation versus dry cows will obviously impact nutritional requirements of cows from day to day. Many Oklahoma producers are fortunate enough to have standing forage that is normal, and we evaluate pastures right now. This may reduce hay needs also and move back to the starting date of hay feeding this year. Yes, true. Not fed any hay yet. Somebody's feeding hay. I've seen the wrap in the right away again this morning. Yeah, I usually go with the 3 to 4 bale per cow per winter. And hopefully we get some moisture this winter and spring, early spring, so they have plenty of winter grass to chew on because they're going to chase it whether you want them to eat it or not. I know that winter grass goes straight through them, but they're going to go eat it. It's the way it is. But there you go. Hope that helps. Let's take a Taylor Ranch break, and I'll be right back after this.
Oh, Jimmy's all wound up and ready to go. Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
Do you know Mickey Lively with Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance? If you do, you already know this about him.
When people meet me and get to know me, I think they do truly walk away with a feel of, you know what, when that guy says something, he means it. He means what he says what he means. I'm a straight shooter. I'll tell people up front, hey, I might not be able to beat that price. One thing that I always do when I meet with a client or with a new customer, I look over all their insurance stuff. And there are times I hand it back to them and say, hey, you've got great coverage at a great price. If you're not happy with your agent, let's look at making a change. But if you don't have any issues with them, hey, you've got another set of eyes that looked at your policy and you've got good coverage, you don't have anything to worry about. That goes a long way because a couple of years from now, they may have a rate increase. I'm Mickey Lively, and I work for Oklahoma Farm Bureau, and my office is located in Greer County.
Mickey Lively and Oklahoma Farm Bureau in Greer County.
Call 782-3827. Life insurance and annuity products offered through Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company. Property and casualty products are offered through Oklahoma Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance and affiliated companies.
Paul Jones Drug is Elk City's most experienced compounding pharmacy, meaning they can custom make your prescription medications to your doctor's specifications, safely and effectively providing you with exactly what you need. And for your convenience, Paul Jones Drug has a drive-through pickup window as well as curbside service for testing and vaccinations and offers free local delivery. Just a couple reasons you should choose Paul Jones Drug, 809 North Main Street in Elk City.
I'm Rodney Skinner with Paul Jones Drug, and I promise we provide care you can trust.
Hi folks, this is EJ Gredeman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
You don't want to let your cotton set in the field day after day waiting to be ginned. Now to better serve you, the cotton farmers in Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle, Lone Star Gin has processed over 540,000 bales of cotton. They've got locations in Pampa, Texas, and now in Burns Flat, Oklahoma. Lone Star Gin has the ability to process over 2,400 bales per day. All they do is gin cotton. Go to LoneStarGin.com for more information, and you can find them on Facebook.
It helps to work with someone who's been down the same road you're traveling, someone who knows what you're up against and what you're going through. When it comes to farmers and ranchers, that's us. That's who we are. Our lenders know ag inside and out because we're producers too. We approach it like a partnership. We want to put ag producers in position to be successful. We're very laid back and easy to deal with, and people seem to like that. We think you'll like it too. I'm Marty Maddox. Great Plains Bank in Elk City is here to lend farmers and ranchers a helping hand. Member FDIC.
You farmers like saving money on stuff you gotta have? You can save instantly when you buy 2 or more eligible Bridgestone or Firestone ag tires at Blair Tire and Feed. Get $300 off all eligible AD, 2IF, and BF radial tires and Bridgestone radials. Get $200 off all eligible non-AD2 radial tires, and get $25 off Destination Farm and Destination Turf. Blair Tire and Feed at the Crossroads in Blair, Oklahoma. Save instantly on the tires you gotta have.
Oh, Jimmy's all wound up and ready to go. Here comes more of Today in Ag with Jimmy Clark.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Here is your Hobart Farm and Garden Ag Weather Update for southwestern Oklahoma. Tipton, 82, feels like 81. The wind, dew point, 53. Humidity, 37. The winds are out of the southeast at 9 miles an hour. And, man, there's just no wind here at my house at all. Trees or leaves are still. Let's see here. 3-day average 4-inch bare soil temperature, 77 degrees. Sunset at 7:04. Sunny and 87. 57 clear tonight and 87 mostly sunny tomorrow. And still not showing any winds down here in southwestern Oklahoma. There you have it. Okay. La Nina. Everybody's talking about La Nina. In September, the cooler than normal ocean temperatures in the eastern Pacific Ocean expanded, and La Nina conditions were especially declared in October, on October 9th, actually. The La Nina is expected to last through the winter with a transition back to neutral conditions in early spring. The models generally agree that this will be another weak event, which means the strongest impacts are likely to be in southern Alabama and Georgia and south into Florida, with less predictable climate in the northern parts of the region, according to this. In a La Nina, the jet stream usually shifts to the north, leaving the southeast warmer and drier than usual with more sunny days. Expect this pattern to be shown in the seasonal outlook that comes out in about a week, according to this report. But in a weak event, it may not shift that far to the north. Locations in northern Alabama and Georgia, as well as the Appalachians, could see wetter and colder than normal conditions occur if La Nina remains weak. Areas that stay warmer than normal over the winter may have more problems than overwintering pests and disease, especially if we don't have any cold outbreaks that break up the warm conditions and chill the ground. So if we get moisture back in the soil soon, it would be a good idea to test for nematodes this fall so that you can plan ahead to treat during next spring planting. And what else we got here? He says, since they could be more than a problem next year if winter stays mild, last winter was also a weak La Nina, and we could have a couple of cold outbreaks associated with some snowstorms that could cause the soil to freeze long enough to reduce the overwintering impacts. Producers in the area most likely will be affected by warmer and drier conditions over the winter should keep in mind that the soil may warm up earlier than usual next spring, and dry conditions may make it easier to get into the field, but soil moisture could be lacking, which could affect germination of seed and established crops. So if you're thinking about planting your corn early, just need to wait. So, man, I tell you what, there was some really good corn crops this year, dryland corn crops this year, and I'm impressed. So you guys all did a great job. Well, a lot of rainfall did help, though, right? Yep. Let's see here. Shutdown claims another USDA crop progress reporting on harvest events. The USDA was expected to publish the 28th crop progress report of the growing season today, but it was delayed from its usual Monday release by the federal holiday. However, the report was not published for a second week because of the continued government shutdown. Here is some estimates from Rutgers. U.S. corn harvest reached an estimated 44% the week ending October 12th, based on a poll. And it says the analysts rated 64% of the U.S. corn crop good or excellent on average. Conditions estimate range from 63 to 65%. Starting in early September, Hybrids began publishing harvest progress reports and yield data from farms across the heart of the Corn Belt. So they're saying that the average soybean, the estimate on the soybeans harvest as of October 12th was 58%, according to that poll, and the estimates range from 52 to 70%. And then winter wheat, U.S. winter wheat planting progress was estimated at 66%, according to Rutgers. Analysts estimate ranges from 61 to 75%. I wanted to share part of this with you, but I want you guys to go to Farm Journal on your phone or your website and check this out. It was out yesterday, but it seems like this is becoming more and more news here of lately. You guys remember here about a month ago, they had a meeting in Arkansas, and farmers there had a meeting, and, you know, it's getting pretty rough. So this gentleman out of Nebraska, Mike Hennick, if I say that right, contends the gap between agribusiness and common farmers has never been greater. We've been driven to the breaking point. Farm machinery math ain't mathin'. Across a 50-year plus career in the fields of extreme south central Nebraska, Mike says contends the gap between agribusiness and common farmers has never been greater. Fertilizers, chemicals, and seed creep up over 20 years, but the past 5 years' prices has been downright crazy. And maybe the most frustrating of all is agriculture equipment, he says. I'm repeating what you'll hear from any farmer on the turn row right now, anywhere in the country. The big machinery companies have lost sight of us. Farmer hide is hard as hickory, however, peel off a thin layer year over year, and eventually thick skin wears down to the bone, he says. I'm speaking about a damn shame, he says. We're being driven to the breaking point. Standing in his farm shop, tucked in the corn husker pocket just above the Kansas line, he's 68 years old, points at a combine part. That one. It'll cost you about 3 times more than 5 years ago. He needs to pick up a tractor part. Cost twice what it did 5 years ago. So we expected to accept it like a natural increase. If you work in the agriculture chain at any level, you think these prices are generally reasonable. I'd like to ask a question. Are you okay with them going even higher? 11 tractors, most wearing plenty of age, along with an assortment of other machines, are scattered across his operation. Located in the rolling hills of Webster County, just outside Guide Rock, he grows alfalfa, corn, and soybeans. Two-thirds of it is dryland, along with brome hay and prairie hay, and runs a cow-calf operation and markets Angus Wagyu cross beef. He knows business, both dirt and metal, he says. He oversees Heineck Construction, specializing in grain bin erection across the plains and Midwest, but reaches into Kentucky and Washington State. In 5 of the past 7 years, he has been the top dealer of Conrad American Eden bins in the United States. So pretty interesting. You guys, it's a long story. Just check it out. Man, these stories are becoming more and more all the time. And appreciate you guys listening to me from the farm today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Jimmy Clark. Sponsored by Today in Ag, sponsored by First National Bank and Trust, Elk City, Fair America.